हाँ, so say soon now, children. Did I get the question? What is cork?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Write
No,
it
ma'am.
there. Write it. One more. What is cork? When is it formed? What is cork? When is it formed? Write its function. Write its function. So children, and write down further, add up, draw its diagram. Add up, draw its diagram. So you can write down for the diagram, the page number is 72. Page number 72. And figure number is 6.6. The figure number is 6.6. Did you all get it, everyone?
Yes.
Yes,
ठीक है,
ma'am.
तो अब ये फिगर आप देख लीजिए, इसको पढ़ना है. आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग यू कि जैसे जैसे प्लांट ना बड़ा होता जाता है, मीन्स यू मस्ट हैव सीन इन द टॉल ट्रीज योर नीम ट्री, मैंगो ट्री, guava tree, the outer covering is brown and it is thick. If you compare with the neem and your mango and your guava, तो guava you will find it will have a thin covering जो time to time ना peel off हो जाती है, मतलब झड़ जाती है. Okay, वो जो outer covering है, that you commonly called it as bark. That bark is only technically called cork. Clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
जो bark अपन commonly बोलते हैं, that is only known as cork. Okay, and when this is formed, remember as the tree grows older and older, so you find that outer covering, this cork will be formed, and cork is protective in function. Okay, it will be impervious. उसकी properties होती है, वो thin flat cells से बने होते हैं. So if you see in the book the diagram number 6.6, you find the thin flat cells are there. उधर कोई intercellular space नहीं होती. Okay, they don't have any intercellular space. You try to see it in your book, children. Always keep the textbook also, because if I want you to refer to something, so then you can mark it also and see it also quickly. Is that clear? So there, the cork will, it is impervious to water and gases. मतलब कोई exchange of gases will not occur through that cork layer, and there will be no transpiration also. मतलब no transpiration, no exchange of water vapors also. That exchange नहीं बोले, that is the release of. Okay, it is not exchange, it is release of the water vapor. Excess water vapor, you know, it is released out through the stomatas. Okay, so that way the cork is protective covering of the old trees, you can say. Is it clear? Small plants, the herbs and the shrubs you will not get. Only in the trees we find this cork is there.
I
Clear?
mean, every tree.
All trees have, but the type of cork will be different. Okay, जैसे guava में अपन देख रहे कम. अच्छा, but if you see the palm, तो palm will not have cork. Okay, the monocot plants will not have the cork. मोनोकॉट प्लांट्स बड़े रहते हैं, जैसे मेज का प्लांट है, ज्वार है, बाजरा है, इनके भी बड़े बड़े प्लांट होते हैं, बट दे आर नॉट कॉल्ड ट्रीज चिल्ड्रन. आई सेड ट्रीज. Okay, so bark is present in trees, but palm tree will not have. Okay, palm tree does not have bark. बाकी सभी trees में, you have seen eucalyptus trees?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
White color का उसका वो रहता है trunk. Tree trunk is white. लेकिन उसके ऊपर भी thin brown color की layers बनती जाती हैं. That is bark is formed which sheds off. और जैसे ही वो गिर जाता है तो एकदम shiny white color आ जाता है. फिर धीरे धीरे फिर एक नया बनेगा. So that way it goes on. So it is a protective covering. So it is impervious to water and gases. So I hope you understood what is cork, children.
Ma'am, what is meant by impervious?
Impervious means with impermeable. Impervious word is coming from impermeable. Impermeable means permeable नहीं है. Permeable मतलब होता है कि उसके थ्रू कोई भी substances pass हो सके. Exactly जैसे semi permeable. The plasma membrane we said semi permeable. Permeability का मतलब होता है that is the property of allowing the things to move through it. Is it clear to everyone? और impervious मतलब वो permeable नहीं है, वो allow नहीं करेगा water और gases को to cross through, to pass through that. Everyone clear to?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone understood now this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this was all which I wanted to tell you related to your plant tissues. Rest all we have covered up, and I hope you have started preparing also. Started preparing plant tissues or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You know that the whole tissue will be included in the oral test. और oral test होना है, याद रखिए, बहुत अच्छे से preparation होना चाहिए. The questions will not be only one word or one sentence. It will be the descriptive also. तो आप इस तरह से prepare करें कि आप आराम से describe भी कर पाए. Is it clear to everyone? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now I want Sayuja to unmute the mic.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, when is the oral test?
Oral test, I will tell you the date. Is it clear? Very soon I will tell you the date. And it will be after Diwali. Remember, children. It will be just, ये तो हम बता रहे हैं कि अभी दिवाली के पहले तो नहीं लेंगे. Clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
हाँ.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
But
Yes,
he
ma'am.
is preparing. Okay, it should not happen कि हम questions पूछ रहे हैं और आप दम बैठे हैं. ऐसा होगा तो याद रखिए 0 मिलेगा. Each and every student should be able to answer each and every question put up to you. Followed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Okay,
Ma'am?
yes.
मैम कितने क्वेश्चन आएंगे?
अच्छा, कितने क्वेश्चन आएंगे? टिश्यूज चैप्टर में एक बात याद रखिए, 10 मार्क्स का हम ले रहे हैं टेस्ट, तो 10 क्वेश्चंस होंगे आपके. इज इट क्लियर?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am, it will be
Yes,
roll
ma'am.
number wise.
That's my wish. It's not necessary that it will be roll number wise. I can take any student first. Okay, I can take any group first. I can call any student to answer the question. So each student should be prepared. Followed?
Yes,
And
Yes,
for
ma'am.
ma'am.
your oral test, remember you will have to switch on your camera. Okay, and then you will answer the question. So you have to be in proper uniform. Followed? अभी तो आप open करते हैं, कभी open करते, कभी नहीं करते camera on. Okay, but for the oral test, you will have to start your camera, and any student can be set to answer. Okay, so that way it will be. So now we will start today with the animal tissues. आज हम लोग को animal tissues का nervous tissue और muscular tissue complete करना है. Is it clear? So I want everyone. Yes, anyone want to ask Damini?
Ma'am, you will ask all 10 questions in one chance.
Yeah, naturally. Naturally, एक एक student का एक एक होता जाएगा. ओके, ऐसा थोड़ी कि एक क्वेश्चन आपसे पूछेंगे फिर दूसरा क्वेश्चन किसी से पूछेंगे, नहीं. वन स्टूडेंट रेडी फॉर द टेस्ट, one by one from each topic. I'll ask one question to you. Okay, 5 questions from the plant tissues, 5 questions from the animal tissues. This is also final. Okay, 5 questions from the plant tissues and 5 questions from the animal tissues. That way it will be asked. Okay, and accordingly you will get the marks. Done, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Very clear to everyone?
ma'am,
Yes, Archie.
ma'am, I have doubt in colon-chyma. Can you explain again?
हाँ, colon-chyma children, it is the tissue. एक चीज याद रखोगे तो बहुत सारी चीजें फिर उससे याद रह जाएगी. That it provides flexibility to the plant. Okay, whenever the bend is there or the bending is there of the plant, the plant parts do not break. Why they do not break? Because of the presence of the colon-chyma tissue in those parts. अब आप समझ जाओ कि कौन से plant के parts से जहाँ पर bending वगैरह होती रहती है. ठीक है, अब बेंडिंग हो रही है तो लीव्स में भी बेंडिंग होती है, ब्रांचेस में बेंडिंग होती है, तो दीज आर प्रेजेंट देयर एंड द कोलेनकाइमा टिश्यू विल बी प्रेजेंट बिलो द एपिडर्मिस. And this, why do they show, means provide flexibility? Because their wall, that is the cell wall, is unevenly thickened. मतलब पूरा का पूरा सेल वॉल पर थिकनिंग नहीं है, is it clear? और थिक वॉल नहीं है, the thickening is only at the corners. तो आधा पार्ट, कुछ पार्ट सॉफ्ट है, कुछ पार्ट हार्ड है, कुछ पार्ट सॉफ्ट है, कुछ पार्ट हार्ड है, इस तरह का सेल वॉल वो प्रोवाइड करता है. सो दैट इज व्हाई द फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी this tissue is having. Okay, so you will say that they are those tissues which have the cells with the cell wall unevenly thickened at corners. Cell wall is unevenly thickened at corners, and it is also made up of the living cells. Okay, or living cell hai, so they will have the dense cytoplasm, they have the prominent nucleus. Okay, and intercellular spaces are present but less ones. समझ में आ गया आर्ची?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, is it present in roots also?
Roots, no. Okay, it will not be present in the roots. Okay, wherever, in some cases it will be present क्योंकि उनको भी तो यहाँ वहाँ enter होना है, तो they, but they will not be that stiff. Okay, so all have understood, but the branches and the leaves, they are having the colenecyma tissue. Very clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I wanted one question to be asked to Sayuja. Sayuja, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now just a sample how the questions will be asked. I am asking few questions to Sayuja. Sayuja, can you switch on your camera today?
Yes, ma'am. Just a second.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I am asking two questions from the plant tissues, as plant tissues we have completed. Okay, so the same way your oral test, each and every student, you will have to give the oral test. You will have to start your camera and everyone try to listen to those questions carefully. Now, my first question to Sayuja. What are the characteristic features of the meristematic tissue?
Ma'am, meristematic tissues are those tissues which have the capacity to divide. Now, there are three types of meristematic tissues. We have parenchyma,
But I am not
collenchyma,
asking
and
the
sclera.
types. I am not asking the types. Just what are the characteristic features of the meristematic tissue? So one feature you have said. Can you tell me some other features of the meristematic tissue? One feature that you said. Why they show this feature?
Ma'am, it also helps the plant to grow.
ये function मत बताओ. Don't tell me just now the function. Okay, just tell me the structural features that I am specifying. The structural features. What other structural features you can see of the meristematic tissue? We have discussed, children, all this in the class. Okay, तो वो सब आपके पास लिखा होगा. So try to prepare it that way. Is it clear? So who is ready to answer? Who is ready to answer?
Ma'am, me.
Ma'am, me.
Ma'am, may I?
Ma'am, may I?
Ma'am, may I?
Wait, Damini has been given the chance. हाँ जल्दी बोलो फिर हम लोग स्टार्ट करते हैं. I'll start with the
Ma'am, they have
presentation.
the capacity to divide. They are made up of living cell, and the cell have dense cytoplasm and prominent nucleus. They have no
Yes.
intercellular space. They help in growth
Yes,
and
very good.
development of the plant.
Right, structural features over. Okay, structural features over. Then when I ask the function, so now what I mean to say children कि जो question पूछेंगे उसके according हमको answer मिलना चाहिए. Because now I am telling you the parameters also, so you can note down the parameters. One parameter for this oral test is comprehension. Second parameter for your oral test will be clarity of concept. Then third will be clarity of expression. Then attentiveness. Okay, attentiveness. And then will be the communication skill. So 5 parameters are there of this oral test. अगर पांचों पैरामीटर्स आपके सही हैं तब आपको फुल मार्क्स मिलने वाले हैं. Followed everyone? Comprehension means you are understanding the question or not, children. अब जैसे हम पूछ रहे हैं structural features, आप function भी बताएंगे. So there the marks will be deducted. Your understanding of the question should be correct, and according to the question, I want the answer. Okay, no extra, no less. Followed all of you all, and proper expression should be there. I should come to know that your concepts are clear. बात समझ में आ गई? जिसको नोट करना था नोट किया कि नहीं?
Yes, ma'am.
5 parameters,
Yes, ma'am.
each parameter 2 marks. Each parameter 2 marks. So that way it comes to 10 marks. And 5 questions from plant tissues, 5 questions from animal tissues. तो अब आपको सारी बात पता चल गई. I hope you will prepare very well. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
हाँ,
ma'am.
चलो हम लोग स्टार्ट करते हैं. Today we'll try to finish up the
Ma'am, so on which
2
date
different
will
types
you
of
take
the,
this Viva?
after Diwali. Date very soon I will tell you. Okay,
Ma'am,
I'm
can you
sharing
explain
my screen,
epidermis?
children. हाँ, epidermis. Okay. Epidermis. Now try to understand. पूरे plant की हर part की जो covering है, that is the epidermis. Epidermis is the covering of the plant body. The leaf is also covered by the epidermis. Stem is also covered by the epidermis. Is it very clear? The fruits, the flowers, सबकी जो outer covering होती है वो epidermis की बनी होती है. Now since all the different parts of the plant are different, so you will find the epidermis structure will be different. But एक common feature epidermis का ये याद रखना है for everyone. Remember nicely that the epidermis is made up of the thin flat cells. They are made up of thin flat cells, or we call it as the barrel shaped also, and they do not have any intercellular spaces between them, and you find the outer wall and the side walls, because these walls will only come in contact with the outer environment. ठीक है, तो वो outer wall and the side walls, they are thick in comparison to the inner one, because the inner one will be coming in contact with the inner tissues. Are you understanding, children, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
पूरी बात समझ में आ गई ना? तो इस तरह से एपिडर्मिस का स्ट्रक्चर होता है. Then depending upon the part it will differ. Okay, you find in the leaf the epidermis will be having the waxy coating. It will not allow the water to settle on it. Okay, so the water will quickly trickle down. So that way the leaf epidermis has the waxy coating. In some of the plants you find the stems and the leaves both are having the white powdery coating is there. Okay, ये आपने मेज कॉर्न कॉब वगैरह देखा हो तो कॉर्न के प्लांट पे, that is your maize plant is having that white powdery coating. Okay, and that is the cuticle covering is there. तो ये सारे protection के लिए होता है. Epidermis is protective layer. Follow. If you find the root epidermis, the root epidermis is having the root hairs, which will help in the absorption of the water. Followed. The leaf epidermis also has the stomata.
Ma'am,
So yes.
ma'am, but in plant cell wall is present for protection.
See, cell wall is present in all the cells of the plant body. अभी हम सेल प्लांट की बॉडी की कवरिंग की बात कर रहे हैं. किसकी बात कर रहे हैं?
कवरिंग की।
मतलब स्टेम का बाहर का पार्ट, स्टेम का सरफेस देखो, स्टेम के सरफेस के ऊपर एपिडर्मिस प्रेजेंट है, उसके अंदर तो सारे टिश्यूज प्रेजेंट है जो वी हैव स्टडीड, पेरेन्काइमा, कोलेनकाइमा, स्क्लेरेन्काइमा, जाइलम, फ्लोएम, वो सब अंदर है, ठीक है। लेकिन जो बाहर का सरफेस है, सरफेस का जो टिश्यू है, दैट इज द स्पेशल कवरिंग व्हिच यू कॉल इट एज एपिडर्मिस। सारे ही सेल्स में, वो तो बिल्कुल सही है कि सारे ही सेल्स में आउटर दैट योर सेल वॉल इज देयर। ओके, सो आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट व्हाट, द एपिडर्मिस। एपिडर्मिस के सेल्स पे भी सेल वॉल है। ओके, क्या सारे सेल के
मैम
कांटेक्ट में आते हैं एनवायरनमेंट के? नो, जैसे हमारी स्किन कांटेक्ट में आती है ना, ऐसे ही प्लांट के बाहर का जो एक सरफेस है, that is made up of the epidermis. Clear to you? I'll show you the video.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
मैम
okay.
in trees both epidermis and cork is present.
हाँ, in trees epidermis के बाहर कॉर्क प्रेजेंट रहता है, ठीक है। कॉर्क के अंदर फिर एपिडर्मिस रहता है, फॉलो ना?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, okay. So I hope it's very clear. Now shall I start with the animal tissues?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So put subheading in your notebook, children. Animal tissues. Animal tissues. Okay. Now write down. There are 4 types of animal tissues. There are 4 types of animal tissues. Four types of animal tissues. Number 1, write down epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue.
Ma'am, can you write these on the notepad?
That would be. Wait. That only I was searching. Write down EPITHELIAL, epithelial tissue. Second, write down muscular tissue. Muscular tissue. Then write down nervous tissue. Nervous tissue. And fourth, write down connective tissue. Connective tissue. So Raghav, name the types. Raghav, quickly name the types.
Ma'am, connective tissue, nervous tissue, muscular tissue.
And
Epithelial.
what did I say first? Epithelial tissue. EPITHELIAL. Epithelial tissue. Okay. So now first we will start with the nervous tissue. So put the subheading, children, everyone, nervous tissue. अब नर्वस टिश्यू क्या है, पहले जल्दी से वीडियो देखो एंड देन यू विल कीप ऑन राइटिंग आल्सो. चिल्ड्रन, यू हैव टू लिसन, you have to understand, and you have to write. 3 work at the same time you have to do. Is it clear? जब लिखने को बोलेंगे I will pause the video. Okay? तो बहुत ध्यान से सुनना है और समझना है. Nervous tissue, I am telling you the introduction आप समझ लो. Nervous tissue is present in your brain, then spinal cord and nerves. इस फिगर में ये जो दिख रहा है ब्रेन, उसके बाद ये वर्ड टैप करना है, स्पाइनल कॉर्ड है, और ये थ्रेड लाइक स्ट्रक्चर्स देखो हैंड्स में, बॉडी में जो फैले दिख रहे हैं लेग्स में, these are all called nerves. So these will control and coordinate. Now we will try to see the video. So very carefully listen and understand.
We tend to think of the nervous system primarily as having to do with stimuli response, but it also works to control and coordinate the functions of the body.
So write it quickly. Nervous tissue subheading you have put. Write down this tissue controls and coordinates the functions of the body. Controls and coordinates the functions of the body. Noted, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now write down it forms the brain. It forms the brain, spinal cord, and nerves. Spinal cord and nerves. Then write down this tissue is made up of nerve cells. Nerve cells, N-E-R-V-E, nerve cells or neuron. Nerve cells or neuron. N-E-U-R-O-N, neuron. Now I want Dhruv to read what you have written just now. And everyone check.
This tissue controls and coordinates the functions of body. It forms the brain, spinal cord, and nerves. This tissue is made up of. I write till here only when I'm writing.
Made up of nerve cells. Made up of nerve cells called neuron. N-E-U-R-O-N. Noted, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
All have noted nicely?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now in the next line, you put the subheading structure of neuron. Structure of neuron. Noted, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
अब बहुत ध्यान से इस वीडियो को देखना है. So everyone has noted this much? Now I'm starting the video. Try to see. So on the screen, you can see this network of these cells, thread-like structures. फिर बीच में ये cell दिख रहा है. Can you see my cursor, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
जो आपको दिख रहे हैं ये सब nerve cells है जिनको अपन neurons बोलते हैं. Tissue is a group of cell, isn't it? So tissue is a group of cell. So those group of cells which make this nervous tissue, they are known as what they are called?
Neuron.
Neurons.
ये word सबको याद हो गया, neuron. What is it?
Neuron.
Neuron.
Okay. Now listen carefully.
The nervous system is composed of billions of cells known as neurons. These tiny cells carry the messages of the body in the form of electrical signals known as impulses. Typically, there are 4 parts in neuron: the cell body, the dendrites, an axon, and the axon terminals.
Now all of you will write down. You have put the subheading structure of the neuron. अब ये आपके सामने सिंगल न्यूरॉन का डायग्राम दिख रहा है. Okay, so write down it consists of following parts. It consists of following parts. Number 1, cell body. Number 1, cell body. ऑब्लिक करके लिखो साइटोन, CYTON. The cell body is also called cyton, CYTON, cyton. Second, you write down dendrites. So the spelling is on the screen, write it quickly, dendrites. Then number 3, डेंड्राइट को अपन डेंड्रॉन्स भी बोलते हैं, तो ऑब्लिक करके कर लो डेंड्रॉन, DRON. देन थर्ड एक्सोन, and fourth write down quickly axon terminals. Noted everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so should I play the video now?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
ओके, तो ये पार्ट्स आपको याद हो जाने चाहिए. व्हाट आर द पार्ट्स ऑफ द नर्व सेल? अब इसको थोड़ा डायग्राम को देखो. ये ऊपर का जो स्ट्रक्चर है दैट इज द सेल बॉडी. ओके, उसमें से बहुत सारे ब्रांचेस निकल रहे हैं. दीज आर द डेंड्राइट्स एंड वन ऑफ द साइटोप्लाज्मिक प्रोसेस इज वेरी लॉन्ग, उसी को एक्सन बोलते हैं. और एक्सन एंड में ब्रांचिंग, एक्सन के एंड में ब्रांचेस होते हैं एंड दीज ब्रांचेस ओनली वी कॉल इट एज एक्सन टर्मिनल्स. Okay, and these are known as nerve endings. Okay, these, can you see my cursor, children?
Yes.
And they have got the bulging, जिसको अपन synaptic knob बोलते हैं. So now see quickly the video.
The enlarged part of the neuron is called the cell body, sometimes referred to as the soma. This is where both the cytoplasm and the nucleus can be found, and the metabolic activity will occur here. Extending from the cell body are several short branched cells known as dendrites. These receive the neural impulses from receptors or from external neurons, which allows them to communicate with nearby cells. It is only dendrites which carry impulses toward the cell body. Each neuron has one long, thicker extension known as axon, extending from the cell body. Axons carry impulses away from the cell body and to the dendrites of other neurons. A fatty white coat known as a myelin sheath is a stronger axon. The sheath curves into the axon. However, continuous along its length. There are many gaps known as the nodes of ganglia. These gaps allow electrical impulses to jump from one node to the next, thus increasing the speed of its transmission. Axons end in short branches with swollen tips known as axon terminals or terminal buttons. At the tip of the axon terminals are synaptic vesicles, which help to transmit impulses between axon terminals and dendrites along a tiny gap known as the synapse. Together, axons and dendrites form bundles of nerve fibers commonly referred to as nerves. Clusters of nerves are known as ganglia. Summary. A neuron is the functional unit of the nervous system. Neurons are composed of a cell body, several dendrites, and a long axon. Axons end in axon terminals, which is where the impulse is transmitted to the dendrite of another neuron.
Okay, so I hope you understood, children.
Ma'am,
Yes or no?
ma'am, axon terminals and nerve ending are same.
Yeah, axon terminals and nerve endings are the same. Okay, so I'll take up the video, that figure once again, and you all try to note down the things.
This is where.
Okay, now write down the first one quickly. So we'll finish up what is the nerve cell or what is the structure of the neuron. Okay, so in 2 minutes, try to write down. Understanding is done to children. समझ में आ गया है नल सेल?
Yes.
ठीक है.
Ma'am, where is cell body?
Cell body, ये सामने जो फिगर में दिख रहा है, this is the cell body, children. Okay? Done all of you all? Should I show
Yes,
you the
ma'am.
full picture? ये अभी हमने सिर्फ cell body project किया है. So write down. First subheading you put cell body or the cytosol you have written. So it consists of, you can write that it is a spherical or oval structure. It is the spherical or oval structure consisting of the nucleus, and the dense cytoplasm, consisting of nucleus and cytoplasm. Noted?
मैम साइटोप्लाज्म और डेंस साइटोप्लाज्म
And you can write dense cytoplasm, no problem.
Ma'am, are they same?
See, simply if you write cytoplasm, that will also do. Okay, now we are further describing कि कैसा cytoplasm है, तो dense cytoplasm है. Is it clear?
Yes.
So it means the good amount of the cytoplasm is present. Now you write it further that all the metabolic activities occur in the cell body or occurs here. ऐसा लिख लो, occurs here. All metabolic activities occur here. मतलब सेल में होने वाले जितने फंक्शंस है ना, वो सारे यहाँ पर ही होने वाले हैं. Done?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Up second part, what you have written?
Dendrite.
Dendrites. तो अब लिखो. In the dendrites, you write down.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yeah, say.
Ma'am, in the cell body there is cytoplasm. So will this cell body have other organs like mitochondria,
Yeah. It will
backbones
have
and all?
all organelles. Okay, it will have all organelles. Then only the cell will be getting the energy to function properly. ठीक है, तो it is having the cytoplasm. So cytoplasm will have all the cell organelles also. Okay, माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया it will have, तभी तो नर्व सेल को एनर्जी मिलेगी. इसमें एंजाइम्स की भी जरूरत है, तो प्रोटीन्स भी बनने होंगे. प्रोटीन्स बनेंगे राइबोसोम्स में, तो राइबोसोम्स भी प्रेजेंट है. ओके, गोल्गी कॉम्प्लेक्स, एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम, एवरीथिंग विल बी देयर. ओके, now write down the next. So each cell, remember, since the all animals, they are made up of the cell, and that is a eukaryotic cell. So each eukaryotic cell you will find will have all organelles. But remember children, the number of organelles may vary according to the cell. Okay, according to the function it has to perform. Is it clear, Sayuja? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So now dendrites, you have written the subheading dendrites. The second part. So now write down, from the cell body arises many small cytoplasmic processes. Bracket में कर लो branches. From the cell body arises many small cytoplasmic processes, and in bracket you put branches, called dendrites or dendrons. They receive the impulses They receive the impulses from other neurons. They receive the impulses from other neurons. Done, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it is 12:18 children. I am just leaving. फिर अभी हम लोगों को फिर मिलना है. Isn't it? 12:30 we will meet again. So we will continue there. Is it clear? Along with the other section, children. Yes, yes.
Ma'am, nerve system contains of neurons and also glial cells.
Also,
Glial cells.
glial cells. No, that will be a different thing. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll talk about it in the next period. Okay, so you take up a break of just 10 minutes and then we'll be joining again. So we'll do Shanti part quickly. Okay, I'm stopping the sharing, children. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sairam, children. You all can leave now.
Sairam, ma'am. Sairam, ma'am.
Sairam.
Sairam, ma'am.
See, many students have left beforehand.